Whew. Today's been kind of a wild ride, folks. In my last video earlier today, we took a look at the ridiculous argument from some players and creators about the current state of the game. We talked about why the content is thin and why the business model is broken. I choose not to sit in the fetal position and cry about it. I like to find out the why. It was indeed a bit heavier than I wanted to go, and honestly, the video was a bit of a downer. I told you that we would either adapt to the current state of the game or stay mad. The third option was not to play at all. Well, this is what adapting looks like. This is the fun that's still hiding behind the battle passes and the corporate nonsense, because, as I stated before, I made a choice. I choose to have fun. Despite the lack of maps, despite the pay for skins, and despite all the corporate nonsense, this is still Battlefield, whether some wish to admit it or not. And when the destruction starts and the chaos hits the fan, there's still nothing else like it on the market. So for the next little while, we're curbing the industry talk. No further daddy's disappointed. Just pure, unadulterated Battlefield 6 chaos. We're here to have fun, and we're going to have fun whether we like it or not. If Battlefield 6 is dying, as the doomsayers scream,
The sky is falling! The sky is...
this opens up an opportunity for the long game players to work on their enjoyment of the game. But I don't think the game is dying. No, I think the tourists are leaving, though. And let me be clear, I'm not using the term tourists as a negative label. I just simply mean that gamers that may not necessarily be fans of the franchise and came here to check it out and determined the game was not for them. Anywho, I wanted to continue Friday's conversation about the love of the game. I went over some things there and had to cut the length down because the original script was pushing about 30 minutes, and honestly, I wasn't sure the 30 minutes was going to be well received. So instead, I decided to break it down into a bit of a short series. If you guys want that heavy deep dive into tips, tricks, and things to help your game sessions, I'm open to do that for you. And for the time being, we're sticking with the ground. I am a terrible aerial pilot, and I haven't flown anything yet in this game. And if I'm being 100% upfront, Silk is probably the best content creator out there for aerial tips and tricks if you're looking for ace-level domination and pointers. You should probably check him out. So yeah, we're keeping our feet on the ground for the time being. Who knows about the flick maneuver? This basically allows you to flip your POV 180 degrees instantly. If you don't know how to do this, it's pretty simple. Just go into your settings into the game, go to Controller, click Edit Settings on the right-hand side. From Infantry, click Edit. Then, scroll all the way down to the bottom until you find Flick Look. Or Lock. Adjust whether it's always on, disabled, or give it a situational setting. Then, you need to go into the mouse and keyboard and click on Infantry Passenger keybinds. Scroll down to Movement and Aiming and look for the Flick Look Forward and Flick Look Backwards and assign a keybind to it. Done. This little feature may or may not be viewed upon favorably, depending on who you talk to. I have seen some comments suggesting it shouldn't be in the game at all. And I do remember seeing near launch how this was viewed upon as a cheat mechanism before the mass of players realized it was actually a feature in the game settings. Now, from a realistic point of view, it is a bit faster than what a normal person would do in real life, but it does come in handy if you could pay attention to your HUD right after killing someone in front of you, with a quick whip around to get them before they get you. I always recommend new players and those struggling to up their game a bit, but lack the hardcore time to invest in the game to use attachments and gadgets to enhance the experience. Look, there's nothing wrong using the rangefinder. Never mind those saying otherwise.
Fuck them kids.
You're here to have fun and enjoy your time, and you're playing for you, not them. So if you're messing around with recon, use the rangefinder until you can get the hang of the recon class. You're doing a few things here. You're often playing against sweats, and some of you have admitted you've slowed down as you've gotten older. So bring some equalizers to the ring. And this goes for any gadget or attachment. If it helps, man, use it. And tell them you don't care. Every content creator I have watched have all suggested the rangefinder. Every single one. Speaking of, I strongly recommend working those attachment unlocks for vehicles, especially the tanks. I don't get how so many people have commented that the armor is like paper thin. It's not. The weak point is in the rear. So, work on not exposing your ass. I threw 6 RPGs at a tank within 50 meters once and wasn't able to destroy the tank because I couldn't get a good angle on the back of the tank. So, work on the extra armor unlock or the insta repair. They come in handy. And for you engineers, ram the RPG up their tailpipe if you can. Usually it takes 4 RPG rockets to do the job. Okay, this might be a bit of a weird one, but walk with me here. If you're trying to capture an objective and find yourself alone, keep your eyes peeled. Oftentimes, if you're prone or crouched in the shadows, you might not be seen right away. Don't just open fire on the first enemy you see. A lot of these guys run in packs. Wait a moment or two to make sure they are alone or not. They may be in pairs or trios or even a full squad, and adjust fire accordingly. Work on coordinating with your team, especially if you're working with a recon support and assault. With assault, you have the ladder. This can get you into some pretty interesting places to gain the higher ground. Get your snipers up there with you, and then get your support into the fun. Ladders to higher ground, drop the respawn beacon, snipers get the lay of the land, support resupplies, instant pandemonium and chuckles. The engineers in the group can zoom around the map, laying all sorts of traps with mines and such. This would allow for the enemy engineers to come help repair their damaged vehicles, and you could spot them for your snipers upon high. I mentioned in Friday's video that you could defuse enemy mines as an engineer. But this also means you could steal them too, making them yours to redeploy. Pick up those mines, defuse them, and then redeploy them. This has 2 benefits. If you run out of mines and you can't get resupplied, go looking for them. Also, it's a great way to do shits and giggles with enemy deployments. The same goes for Claymores for you recon guys. Steal them, redeploy them. Oh, and even though this applies to everyone, it's especially important for any class. Being in the prone position and ending the exchange gets you out of combat faster than crouch or standing or being behind cover. This helps your squad spawn on you faster. And speaking of positions, your recoil is different for each position. You got standing, crouch, and prone. So you have some options here when it comes to your recoil control. These are your positions, your attachments, and the combination of both. Just keep in mind the lower to the ground you go, the less recoil you need to deal with, but it also means the less mobility you have. For support, for the love of God, drop those resupply bags. Players actually have an ammo indicator above their heads when they're low or completely out. If you aren't dropping, you're a Blue Falcon. Guys, if your teammates or blueberries are Blue Falcons, man, just hug their backpacks. It's a bit slower, but you do get ammo and healing from them by doing this. It's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. Now, for in general tips, I have some nuggets of information. No matter the weapon or class, if it has auto fire, man, try burst firing. With bullet spread and recoil, manual burst or adjusting the weapon by default to burst may help with your accuracy. It does potentially slow you down, but once you get the hang of it, you can speed it up. The burst helps in distance with a hidden benefit. It can help you in real time determine if indeed the weapon is a universal tool or a situational one. If the burst only lands a single bullet, you could close the gap in distance and try again. I mean, obviously the target has to cooperate with this live fire test, but you should be able to find a new target easily enough if the first one decided it did not wish to participate in your mad scientist experiments. So check out the burst fire option. You'll still see some bullet spread, but it's noticeably less. And speaking of automatic fire, your ARs, SMGs, and LMGs are pretty much calibrated for 50 meters. Yes, I know, some of you got insta-killed by an SMG over a greater distance than 50 meters, but the calibration means that within 50 meters, you should aim for the neck or shoulder height, not the head. It'll result in a headshot. If you're going for body shots, aim for the waist area. Aiming for the head within 50 meters means the bullet will overshoot and you'll miss. I recommend expanding your horizons for those that typically stick to one mode. Sure, all of you have probably touched every mode in the game, but you have your preferences, and that's fair. But come back to your least favorite mode every once in a while. Most players who aren't fond of a mode avoid or dismiss it because it's not a good fit for their usual playstyle. Again, fair. My recommendation is just based off not making the least favorite mode still fresh in your rotation for potential future content or squatting up. Keeping that muscle memory tends to lessen the ew factor. Man, for the love of God, slow down, guys. When you come to doors, corners, intersections, slow it down. Pump the brakes a little bit. I cannot tell you how many times I've locked in and tried to get to a specific area of the map, and I just run my ass off in that direction and get creamed turning a corner. The HUD indicators only show up if enemies are spotted or shooting without a suppressor. If they haven't been spotted, or they're not running a suppressor, and they're in that alley or hallway or walkway, they're slowing down to wait for you. So slow down to meet them on equal footing. And if you're squatted up and running to a specific location, don't blindly follow the leader. Spread out a bit. Take a nearby path while staying close by. If your boy is down because he blind ran into a corner, you're close by to revive, handle said situation, and you didn't get shot with him. I want to make sure I'm clear on one thing when I do videos like this. I can show you my way. I could go over my settings, whether I'm a mouse and keyboard or controller person, how I see the map is in front of me. I could go over attachments and classes in great detail, but it all boils down to player preference. So basically, I cannot show you your way. Variety is in the game for a reason. Some guys like the shoddy, some prefer LMGs. I don't always go for meta. Honestly, I hate that word. It has a tendency to paint you into a corner. And I've seen players in the meta that still died left and right. meta doesn't equal skill. You're not going to see build or S tier breakdowns here because I find those subjective, not objective. Because it boils down to the player skill and how they see the map in front of them, and it boils down to preference. It should go without saying, but fun is a matter of perspective. It's been made obviously clear to me that there's a lot of people out there that cannot or will not have fun with this game as it currently stands, and that's fine. You may find it fun playing Borderlands or Arc Raiders. Some may find a ton of fun in Call of Duty or World of Warcraft. At the end of the day, I'm not jabbing at what people find fun. I draw the line when someone says I shouldn't have fun in the choice I made simply because it's not fun for them. I don't perform for those people. I play what I want to play and how I want to play it. And so should you. Remember, based on the life service antics I mentioned previously today, we have the opportunity to improve on maps you hate, classes you're not as well versed in, and objectives you wouldn't always enjoy while we wait for the next season and content drop. So there's plenty to do. My last tip for this video: find a clan or a platoon. Basically find some regulars that are active in the game. They're all over social media. And they're all recruiting. Even me. If not me, look for groups. There's dozens of them on Facebook alone. You'll get so many benefits for joining a group like real-life, real-time help, and potentially more consistent squads. You never know. You might find similar schedules and like-minded people. And there's the social aspect of meeting people you might like. I've seen weirder shit in my 5 decades. This would be my biggest tip, and I rarely see anyone ever mentioning it. It's probably one of the biggest assets you can find. So find a group. Let them help. I hope this video was a palate cleanser compared to the earlier video. I promised tips and tricks and ways to enjoy the game, and I wanted to keep the promise. Either way, I hope you enjoyed or found the video helpful today. This month we're spotlighting Homes for Our Troops, this month's veteran support group. Details are in the video description. Supporting our vets is important and should be spotlighted. They don't get enough love. Hopefully the rest of this week won't bring forth any more further nonsense that makes it impossible for me not to pull my beard out. Crossing fingers. It's the first full week back for work for a lot of you, so stay safe out there and come back in one piece. I expect to see you here Wednesday. So until the next one, out.